previously. ¿Por qué me has traicionado?
Lo siento, pero tenía miedo. Miedo de que me juzgaran.
Mi amor, puedes confiar en mí. Por favor, dígame.
Yo prefiero...
¿Sí?
Yo prefiero que mis hombres vayan de año brasileño.
¿Por qué?
Welcome to part 4, everyone. We're really chugging along. Oh God, how could I ever finish this in time? Sir Gawain has agreed to play a game with the Lord of the Castle. So for 3 days, the Lord is going to hunt and bring his conquests home to Sir Gawain. Subsequently, Sir Gawain has to give to the Lord anything he receives while staying in the castle. The first day, Gawain receives a kiss from the lady of the castle, and the Lord manages to catch and butcher a deer. And the book is kind enough to render unto us the details of the former. Next, they slit the slot of the throat, seized the stomach, shaved it with a sharp knife, and the shining flesh knotted. Next, they ripped off the forelegs and rent off the hide. Then they broke open the belly, took out the bowels, carefully to avoid loosening, tied back the flesh. They proceeded to the throat and mannerly parted the gullet from the windpipe and threw out the guts. Then sheared they out the shoulders with sharp knives, hauled them out by a little hole to keep the sides whole. Next broke they the breast and pulled it in two, and then again begins, one at the throat, rips it up quickly, right to the fork, voids out the waist parts, and verily thereafter, all the membranes by the ribs, rapidly they loosen. So correctly they cleaned the backbones, all the way to the haunch that it hanged all together, and they heave it up all whole, and hew it off there, and that they take for the numbers, by name as I believe assigned. By the thigh bones they placed, the flesh they loosened behind, to hew it in two they haste, the backbone to unbind.
That's beautiful, man.
So then, the Lord takes like a fistful of deer rib grease, and I guess slaps it into Gawain's hand, all Ren and Stimpy style. That's some quality rib grease you have there. Vintage. Best I've seen all year. And all I give you, Gawain, quoth the gallant then, for by accord of our covenant ye may claim it as your own.
This is sooth,
Quoth the stalwart.
I say you the same. What I have worthily won within these walls, indeed with as good will it becomes yours.
He clasps his fair neck within his arms, and kisses him courteously, as he knew how.
Take you there my winnings, I won no more. I grant it completely, and would it were more.
Wow. So the Lord asks Gawain where he got such a good gift, and Gawain's response is, a gentleman never asks, and a lady never tells. And then they both yuck it up like at the end of a cheesy cartoon, all the while they're probably standing in a pile of deer drippings. And the next day is basically a repeat of the first, though with a lot more banter between the lady and Sir Gawain. But to keep it brief, she basically grills him on why he do what do and why he doesn't put out. Although her speech is a lot more flowery than mine, but honestly, what isn't? Us rabbits are kinda crass. And so they have a battle of wits. She appeals to his ego while he remains humble and compliments her instead. They both play the courtly love game well, and Gawain is nothing short of a consummate knight. I'm pretty sure Neowag's adventures went a bit differently.
Go on, take it out. Take it
Ew, Neowag, got vanilla yogurt all over your new sash. Gross, dude.
It's not easy having a good time.
So yeah, anyways, Sir Gawain gets 2 kisses. Meanwhile, the Lord straight up skewers a boar with a sword, and then there's more visceral imagery of the butchering process, followed by the hounds getting to eat some lovely bread bowels. Then he and his men pack up the boar meats and head home while parading the head around on a pike or something, because there's nothing weird about that. So pork for dinner and 2 guy smooches. Nice. Gawain tells the Lord that he ought to head out the next day, but the Lord requests that he stay one more night so that they can finish their not-so-secret Santa exchange. He promises that there's no reason to worry that he'll be late to his death. And Gawain responds, "That makes sense." Wait. Then they head to the chimney to drink themselves to sleep, a time-honored practice. The next day, the Lord attends Mass, has a snack, and then heads out for more Christ Mass killing. This time he hunts an adorable fox that I guess goes by the name of Reynard? Okay, is he a local? I don't... This is a legitimate 14th century cameo of a well-known and beloved fox character from European folktales. That's right, dear friends. Crossovers, cameos, and furries have been around since time immemorable. Deal with it! But Gawain is sleeping so deeply today that he doesn't wake up at first when the hot lady comes into his bedroom. And when he does stir, he sees her in a very va-voom getup. She's apparently tired of playing around, so she's dolled up in her sexiest seasonal robes with fur trim, jewelry, and plenty of cleavage. Sir Gawain is so aroused by this sight that the first thing he does is cross himself. Is that a thing?
They chattered words good, much joy then was therein. Great peril between them stood, but Mary kept her knight from sin.
Leave room for Jesus. Sir Gawain is feeling really pressured by this point because in order to adhere to the proper customs of courtly love, he cannot consummate relations with this woman. But he also can't flat out refuse her either. So he has to play it cool, but not too cool. And it doesn't help when she does things like ask if he has a girlfriend or if he'd like one while practically shoving them titties in his face. Dirty pool, lady. Dirty pool. But Gawain is stalwart and keeps her at bay as eloquently and humbly as one can while not shaming her in the process. Sir Gawain, best husbando UK. She requests something of his to remember him by, but he politely states he has nothing of value to give. She offers him something of hers, a beautiful ring, but it's just too ritzy for his taste. So in the end, she yields to him a homemade gift, a sash that she's wearing. At first he refuses, but...
Now forsake ye this silk,
said the sweet lady then.
Might he slip away and be unslain, the stratagem would be noble.
But remember, Sir Gawain is in the middle of this kinky little not-so-secret Santa game. He's supposed to give to the Lord anything he receives. So surely the sash counts. Which is why Miss Thang tells Gawain to keep it a secret, to which he agrees.
He thanked her in speeches refined, earnestly with heart and thought. By then, the third time, she has kissed the knight she caught.
After this exchange, she bounces, and Sir Gawain heads to the church to confess and tell his life story to a priest. I'm guessing this is the socially acceptable way you humans engage in such behavior. But I've only ever seen randos doing this at bus stops while harassing hapless commuters. So yeah, Gawain is absolved of all sins, so it's time to get drunk and exchange gifts.
Christianity sure is convenient.
Why would God make it any other way?
He meets with the Lord that evening, who has some Reynard fur to give, while Sir Gawain has 3 smooches to give in turn. The Lord presses the quality of their exchanges.
"By Christ," quoth that other knight, "ye catch much joy in your profits of this business, if ye got a good price."
Yea, of the price no bother,
Quoth promptly that other.
since the prices that I owed are fully paid.
"Marry," quoth the other man, "my account is behind, for I have hunted all this day, and naught have I got but this foul fox fur. The fiend have the profits, and that is full poor for to pay for such prized things as ye have pressed on me here earnestly. Such 3 kisses so good."
And Gawain is like, I get it, I'm a good kisser, now can we please change the subject? Everything seems hunky-dory, so it's party time, and the whole court gets down. As time passes, the court begins to settle down for bed, and Sir Gawain confers with the Lord, stating that while he'd love to stay and serve him as a knight, and all of the feasting was quite swank, enough to do honor to the High King and all, he just wants to confirm that he is in fact going to hook him up with a guide to the Green Chapel. And the Lord is like, yeah, dog, I got you. And the ladies lament and weep and kiss him, and Sir Gawain thanks the staff and gives them a 5-star rating on Yelp before heading to bed. The next day is New Year's, when Sir Gawain shall meet his fate. Okay, I guess technically for us tomorrow is the 25th, but not gonna lie, I'm not gonna have the 5th episode done by then. I'm really sorry, I really tried. But to make it thematically appropriate, we'll have it upload on the 1st of January. So there you go, New Year's episode. Woo!
I know you're near, little fake Bunby. I can smell your lies.
Oh, Jeebus!